They told you transformation was loud, that it looked like 5 a.m. workouts, ice baths, and motivational screaming. But here's the truth they never told you. The most dangerous version of you is built in silence. Not in chaos, not in noise, not in hype, but in the stillness of habits so simple, they almost seem stupid. The world worships hustle, but pays no attention to alignment. It applauds burnout, but overlooks calculated consistency. So while everyone's chasing more goals, more action, more stimulation, the ones who actually rise are doing less, but better. You want power? It starts with rituals, tiny decisions, executed without debate. The same morning setup, the same food, the same sleep discipline. Because repetition isn't boring, it's how the mind becomes bulletproof. You weren't taught this. You were taught to chase dopamine, to switch tasks when bored, to grind harder when overwhelmed. But the elite don't move like that. Their strength comes from systems, not spikes. The man who's dangerous isn't the loudest in the room. It's the one with no chaos in his eyes. The one who doesn't need to prove anything, because his life already does. And that kind of power? It's built in private, behind closed doors, through choices so quiet no one notices, until it's too late to catch up. Because the real transformation doesn't scream, it whispers, and then it dominates. Now you're going to learn how to build those systems. Not flashy, not dramatic, but strategic, unbreakable. Let's start with the one thing that hijacks your mind before you even know it's happening. You ever wake up more exhausted than when you went to sleep? Not physically, mentally. Like your brain never shut off. Like your soul's been sprinting all night. That's not normal. But for you, it's become the baseline. You try to rest, but your mind's still racing. You scroll, binge, crash, repeat. Every moment is noise. Every silence feels like suffocation. And the worst part? You blame yourself. You think it's laziness or burnout, but it's not. It's mental fragmentation. You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because nothing has structure. No system, no inner order. Just chaos dressed up as grind. You wake up without a plan. You fill your time with stimulation. You reach for your phone before your purpose. And slowly, your mind erodes. Not in one big collapse, but in 1,000 micro decisions you stopped noticing. You're not broken, you're just scattered. No one ever taught you how to build mental architecture, how to create clarity that protects you. So you defaulted to dopamine, because that's what the world sold you. But let me be clear, this isn't your fault. You were raised in distraction, programmed to chase everything, except yourself. They taught you ambition without direction, desire without discipline. So now, you're stuck in this loop, restless, but not moving, exhausted, but never working, alive, but not awake. But what if your tiredness isn't a signal to stop? What if it's a signal to build? To start constructing the internal systems that make rest real? That give your mind a home, not a battlefield. Let me show you the first brick in that foundation. Your morning. How it starts determines everything. You keep waiting to feel ready, to feel motivated, inspired. Like one day, something will click, and you'll finally become who you're meant to be. That day never comes. Because motivation is a lie. A drug, a spark, a trick your brain plays to delay the real work. High performers? They don't rely on it. They wake up tired too. They have bad days, weak moments, emotional storms, but here's the difference. They don't need to feel it. They're systemized. They've trained their actions to move, even when their mind doesn't want to. And you're not unmotivated. You're not weak. You're just unstructured. You've been taught to chase energy, not build mechanisms. To wait until you feel like it, instead of creating rituals that don't care how you feel. The truth? You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your rituals. Every day your identity is being sculpted, not by what you believe, but by what you repeat. The late nights, the skipped workouts, the snoozed alarms, they stack, quietly, and they whisper a story back to you. I'm not the kind of person who follows through. That's how identity decays. But the opposite is just as true. Wake up, lock in, stick to one small, silent system, even when it's hard, and your brain starts rewriting the narrative. I do what I said I would. I'm not waiting on motivation anymore. I move, because that's who I am. This is how killers are built, not through hype, but through ritual. Now let's break down the first system. Not complicated, not dramatic, just a mental anchor that changes the trajectory of your entire day. Every action costs energy, not just physical, cognitive. And your brain? It's not designed for chaos. It's designed for patterns. Every decision you make burns fuel. What to wear, when to eat, whether to start or scroll. You think it's freedom, but it's exhaustion by 1,000 cuts. This is called decision fatigue. The more choices you make, the weaker your willpower becomes. By the end of the day, you're not lazy, you're empty. Now here's the glitch. Your brain loves loops, predictable routines, automatic actions, because they conserve energy, because they feel safe. That's why scrolling is addictive. That's why hitting snooze feels good. It's not weakness. It's the brain chasing dopamine loops that require zero effort. But here's the shift. You can weaponize this. You can build routines so simple, so automatic. They act as neurological shields. Wake up. No debate. Hydrate. No thought. Move your body. No argument. That's not boring. That's biological strategy. Because when your actions are automatic, your energy is saved for the hard things, the real battles, the moves that matter. The opposite? Waking up late, guessing your next step, reacting all day instead of commanding it. That's not living. That's surviving. This is how high performers seem untouchable. It's not that they have more energy, it's that they spend it wisely. One good loop protects your entire mind. One bad one poisons your whole day. So the question is, what's the first habit that runs when you wake up? Because next, we're going to rewire that loop, not with effort, but with precision. Your brain doesn't care who you want to be. It only believes who you act like. You can dream of confidence, visualize strength, talk about discipline. But if your actions don't echo it, your identity never shifts. Because your identity is not a belief. It's a loop, a neurological circuit built from repetition. Every habit you run is programming your self-image. Brush your teeth at the same time every day. Your brain codes that as I'm clean, I'm consistent. Walk at noon without fail. That becomes I move. I'm someone who honors my health. Journal each morning. Now it's I'm reflective. I think before I act. These aren't just routines, they're signals. Little electric messages that say, this is who we are. This is how we move. And your brain listens. Then it builds around it. Thoughts follow behavior. Confidence follows proof. And proof comes from repetition. You've already seen this in reverse. Wake up late 3 days in a row, and suddenly, I'm not a morning person. Skip your workout all week. I'm just not consistent. It's not identity. It's inertia. But here's the shift. If you can wire it in, you can wire it out. Your self-image is not locked. It's not fixed. It's not fate, it's code. And every repeated action is a new line. So stop trying to think your way into power. Act your way into it. One loop, one signal, one system at a time. Because if you repeat weakness, you become it. But if you repeat strength, even in silence, you become unstoppable. Start your day like a weapon, sharp, silent, focused. Because the first hour isn't just time, it's leverage. Every move you make after waking is either programming your mind or polluting it. Here are 5 non-negotiables. Not flashy, not complicated, but lethal when locked in. Call wake-up discipline. No snooze, ever. Why? Because the first battle is psychological. The second you hit snooze, your brain learns comfort wins. But when you get up immediately, even tired, you're telling your subconscious, I move, I lead. I don't negotiate with weakness. 2. No phone for the first hour. Your phone is a chaos portal. Messages, notifications, noise. The moment you open it, you surrender your attention. You become reactive instead of strategic. That first hour is your sanctuary. Protect it. The water ritual. Chug a full glass of water immediately. Not for hydration, for activation. After 7-8 hours of sleep, your body's dehydrated. Water wakes up your organs, your brain, your metabolism. It's not a small thing. It's a switch. Sunlight exposure. Get natural light in your eyes within 30 minutes of waking. No sunglasses, no filters. This tells your circadian rhythm, it's time to dominate. Boosts alertness, regulates hormones, and sets your brain on the right frequency. 10-minute mind clearing. No noise, no input. Just you, your breath, or a blank page. Journaling, deep breathing, silent reflection. This isn't self-care. It's mental weaponry. It trains your brain to listen, to slow down, to command the day instead of surviving it. None of this takes more than an hour, but it builds a foundation most people never touch. Because if you win the first hour, the rest of the day has no chance against you. Now, what happens when the rest of the world tries to hijack that focus? Let's talk about mental intrusion. Stillness isn't laziness. It's the battlefield where clarity sharpens, where your mind sheds noise and reveals its true power. If you want to dominate your day, you must cultivate mental silence, not distraction. Here are 5 routines to carve that silence. To clear the fog and command your focus like a weapon. Digital detox hour. Turn off all screens. No notifications. No scrolling. This isn't a break from productivity. It's a reset for your mind's circuitry. It allows your brain to stop chasing dopamine and start building mental control. Daily list writing. Every morning, write a list of 3 to 5 priorities. Not tasks, priorities. This aligns your brain's focus with purpose, cutting through the chaos of endless to-dos. A list isn't a chore. It's a roadmap to cognitive clarity. Noise control. Silence or low ambient sound sharpens attention. Loud, unpredictable noise steals mental energy like a thief in the night. Use noise-canceling tools or create a quiet environment. Your mind is a temple. Protect it. 5-minute reset breaks. Every 60-90 minutes, pause. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Stretch. These micro breaks prevent cognitive overload and keep your mental blade sharp. Solitude walk. A short, mindful walk without devices or distractions. It rewires your brain to focus inward, clarifies tangled thoughts, and grounds your energy. Solitude is not loneliness. It's mental purification. These aren't hacks or tricks. They're essential rituals that strip away noise to reveal precision. Because dominance starts when your mind is clear. When your moves aren't reactive, but strategic. Next, we'll dive deeper into the hidden enemy that sabotages your clarity, your own mind. Your mind cannot carry power if your body is falling apart. No strategy, no clarity, no mental dominance can survive a broken vessel. This isn't about looking good. It's about building a body ready for war. A body that fuels resilience, sharpness, and unshakable presence. Here are 5 daily rituals to train your flesh and unlock your mind's true potential. Daily movement. You don't need hours in the gym, but you need consistent movement. Walking, stretching, anything that gets blood flowing. Movement is the language your body uses to say, I'm alive, I'm ready. Without it, your brain stagnates, energy fades, and fatigue creeps in. Cold water exposure. A cold shower or splash of cold water shocks your system awake. It triggers your nervous system to reset, boosts alertness, and builds mental toughness. It's a deliberate discomfort you choose to endure, and that choice rewires your resilience. 3-set micro workouts. Short, intense bursts of exercise, push-ups, squats, planks, done in 3 sets. No fancy equipment, no excuses. Micro workouts build strength and confidence, sending a message to your brain. I'm in control. Walking posture correction. Stand tall. Shoulders back, chin up. Posture isn't just physical, it's psychological armor. The way you carry your body influences how the world treats you and how you treat yourself. Train your posture like you train your mind. Sleep scheduling. Consistent sleep times aren't negotiable. Your brain heals, your body restores, and your mental edge sharpens during deep, regular sleep cycles. No late night scrolling, no fragmented rest. You win or lose with your sleep. The body is the foundation of every victory. Neglect it, and your mind's power leaks away, slowly, silently, inevitably. Train the flesh. Free the mind. Next, we'll expose the invisible chains holding you back. Mental sabotage you can't afford to ignore. People drain power you don't even know you're giving away. You walk into a room, and by the time you leave, your energy is lighter, your mind fogged, your will chipped away. It's not just physical exhaustion, it's social energy. Invisible currency you spend with every word, every glance, every reaction. But here's the truth. You can control this energy. You can protect your aura. Here are 5 essential routines designed for introverts, overthinkers, and anyone tired of social drain. Eye contact practice. Hold your gaze just a second longer than usual. Not to intimidate, but to claim presence. Strong eye contact signals confidence, and it draws respect without a word. Silence over oversharing. Resist the urge to fill every pause with noise. Silence isn't awkward, it's power. It forces others to lean in while you keep your energy guarded and controlled. Exit routines from draining conversations. Know your exit phrases. Excuse me, I need a moment. I have to step away. These simple lines reclaim your time and energy before exhaustion sets in. 4. Energy check journaling. At day's end, jot down who or what drained you and why. This creates awareness. Patterns emerge, and you learn to avoid or armor up in future interactions. The 1-hour rule. Pause before emotionally responding to messages or conflicts. Immediate replies feed reactive energy and chaos. Waiting cools the emotional storm, giving you mental control over the narrative. People don't just want your attention. They want your energy, your power. But when you protect your aura, you become untouchable. Next, we'll uncover the secret weapon of true dominance, emotional precision, what you think in the hour before sleep. Your brain doesn't just rest. It runs code. Dreams are not random. They're programs being written deep in your subconscious. And if your pre-sleep habits are chaos, fear, or stress, that's the script you'll replay tomorrow. But if you take control, sleep becomes your secret weapon. A nightly mental upgrade. Here are 5 rituals to set tomorrow before you close your eyes. Digital cutoff. Turn off screens at least 60 minutes before bed. Blue light scrambles your brain's sleep signals, and endless scrolling rewires your mind to chaos. This is your sacred pause. Protect it fiercely. Night journaling. Write down what went well and what needs improvement. This externalizes the noise, clears mental clutter, and rewires your brain for calm. It's not therapy, it's mental maintenance. Reverse to-do list. Instead of adding tomorrow's tasks, write what you've already completed. This small shift rewires your mind to see progress, not pressure, building quiet confidence before sleep. Future scripting. Visualize your ideal tomorrow. Clear, focused, controlled. See yourself moving through the day with precision. This mental rehearsal programs success into your subconscious. Body scan reflection. Lie still. Slowly scan from head to toe. Notice tension, release it. This reconnects your mind to your body, signaling it's time to rest and repair. Your nighttime routine isn't passive. It's mental coding, the most powerful one you'll do all day, because what you set before sleep determines who you become when you wake. Next, we'll confront the silent enemy lurking inside. Self-sabotage. Power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers in the smallest, quietest victories, invisible wins, the ones no one sees, but your brain feels them. These tiny acts, simple routines, are the secret proof your mind needs to believe in you, even when no one's watching. Here are 5 micro wins that quietly train your brain to trust your power. Making your bed. Every morning. A simple act of order. It sends a message. I control my space. Starting your day with this tiny victory sets the tone for discipline and pride. Inbox zeroing. Clearing your digital clutter isn't just about organization. It's a psychological reset. An uncluttered inbox equals an uncluttered mind, ready to focus and act. Floor cleaning. Whether it's sweeping, wiping, or just picking up, tidying your physical environment roots you in presence and control. It signals respect for your space and yourself. Small debt clearing. Whether financial, social, or mental, knocking out one small debt, paying off a bill, returning a message, or resolving a nagging task lightens your load and sharpens your focus. One good deed daily. A kindness done quietly, helping someone. Offering a sincere compliment or simply listening builds an unshakable internal strength. It's proof you can lead with integrity and power. These routines aren't glamorous. They're not big wins, but big wins come from the compound effect of invisible victories. Every micro win is a brick in the fortress of your unshakable identity. The question is, are you winning the invisible battles? Next, we'll reveal the emotional weapon that turns pain into power, emotional alchemy. Here's a truth nobody wants to admit. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they chase big, dramatic change, looking for fireworks, instant results, and life-altering breakthroughs. But real transformation? It's quiet, small, almost invisible. You've been trained to believe change is a wild storm, but it's not. It's a slow, steady drip, day after day, building a dam of unshakable power. This obsession with motivation and big moves sets you up to fail. Because emotions are like waves, wild and unpredictable. You ride them hoping they'll carry you, but they crash, leaving you exhausted, lost in chaos. The truth? Systems, not emotions, build transformation. Systems are the silent gears turning behind the scenes. They grind down resistance. They reroute your brain from chaos to control. Every missed workout, every skipped routine, every moment you fall back on emotion over habit, that's you slipping deeper into the chaos you think you can outrun. You're not weak. You're not lazy, you've just been tricked. Tricked by the noise of hustle culture, by the lies of overnight success, by the illusion that motivation is a fuel you can find or buy. It's not. Real power comes from mastering the small, silent leverage points. The daily rituals nobody talks about, and once you see this, once you accept this truth, you stop chasing chaos and start building control. Up next, we'll reveal the ultimate psychological tool to own your system: mental dominance. Here's a secret few dare to admit. Boring routines are the ultimate weapon of the elite. Monks who silence the chaos within. Assassins who sharpen their edge through repetition. CEOs who command empires from ruthless, daily discipline. They don't chase excitement or motivation. They live by systems, silent, relentless, invisible. Because these routines, these boring habits, they are the dark gift. They strip away mental clutter. They build fortress-like focus. They free your mind to operate at a level others can't even comprehend. You've been told that power is flashy, loud, and immediate. But real power is quiet, unseen, unshakable. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are just systemless, until now. The truth is, you don't need motivation. You don't need magic. You need structure. The very structure that the strongest among us build daily without fail. And when you claim this system, when you commit to the boring, the repetitive, the simple, you unlock ruthless power. The power to bend your mind, your body, and your world to your will. This is the dark gift, master the mundane, and the world becomes your domain. In the final section, we'll reveal how to forge an unshakable identity that lives beyond habit, your ultimate mental armor. Right now, this moment. You stand at a crossroads. You can keep drifting in chaos, waiting for motivation that never comes. Or you can step into a new truth. Your life is a system, and you are the architect, not someday. Not when you feel ready. Today. Here's your mission. Choose 3 simple habits from everything you've learned. No overwhelm, no grand plans, just 3. Commit to them for the next 7 days. Track your wins. Feel the subtle shifts in your mind, your energy, your identity, because this is how transformation begins. Not with explosions, but with steady, unrelenting consistency. You are no longer a victim of chaos. You are a builder, a strategist, a master of your own system. Every habit you choose, every ritual you honor, is a declaration. I am in control. This power is silent, but unstoppable. It grows in the background, faster than you realize, until suddenly, you're not the same person anymore. The chains loosen, the noise fades, the clarity sharpens, and you become someone who commands their life with precision, who moves through the world with calm dominance. So start now. Design your system, own your power, because the life you want is already waiting for you on the other side of discipline. End with a pause. Let that weight settle. Your move. Don't announce your habits. Don't broadcast your progress. Don't explain the work it takes or the battles fought in silence. Disappear into your discipline. Let your routines become a quiet force, invisible to most, but impossible to ignore. Because true transformation doesn't scream for attention. It moves silently, like a shadow stretching at dusk, slowly reshaping everything it touches. The world won't notice the sweat, the struggle, the late nights. It won't see the endless repetition, the small invisible victories. It only sees the result. The calm confidence, the steady presence, the unshakable power. You don't need applause. You don't need validation. You just need to show up day after day, doing the work no one else is willing to do. And in that quiet mastery, you become unstoppable. So build your silent systems. Own your daily rituals. Let your life speak loudly in the language of relentless consistency. Because the loudest victory is the one whispered in the silence of discipline. Let the world meet the new you. Silently.